Let's talk about the Alabama defense. What you're looking at right here is a projection of the Alabama defense going into the 2023 season following Alabama's spring football game. This is on ourlads.com. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. This is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Now, what I did was I went through each of the players from last year that is returning to this year, and I put the games played and the games started to give you a better idea of the amount of games played, the amount of experience that is coming back for this coming season. Let's start up at the top just for the example. Justin Ebogbe played in 4 games last year. He started 0. Now let's go to the bottom of your screen. Kool-Aid DeQuincy McKinstry played in 13 games and started in 13 games. So now you know what we're talking about. We're talking about experience, returning experience. Let's start back at the top of your screen and let's talk about the Alabama returning defensive line. I'm really excited about the defensive line, and you should be too. Led by Freddie Roach, a great defensive line coach. I think he's done a great job. And I think we need to be talking about Coach Roach more. I think he's done a good job with his defensive line. I think he's done a good job recruiting. What do you think about Coach Roach? Sound off in the comment box. We know that the defensive line is going to be anchored by Jaheim Otis. We absolutely know this. Played in 12 games last year, started in 10. Just a sophomore. He was a freshman phenom. Coming back with a lot of experience. We clearly know that he has put in the work to work on his body. He's going to be faster, stronger. Super sophomore. We have Tim Smith. Played in 13, started in 7. That's good experience. I'm big on Tim Smith. But I think one of the biggest returning additions to this defensive line is the vet up top, Justin Ebogbe. He's a redshirt senior. Didn't start a game last year, played in 4, had an injury, but he's back. He's healthy. He has athleticism. He has strength. He has size. He's just what you need for that defensive line, rotation. And I say rotation because now we're going to jump to the second column when we talk about Jamarian Latham. A lot of experience, 12 games played last year, 0 starts. Jamil Burrows, 11 games played, 0 starts. You look at Damon Payne, 5 games played, 0 starts. Then you kind of start to trickle down. There's some good experience. I love the fact that Jamil Burrows and Jamarian Latham, those guys are right on cue. And I think that they're going to provide enough experience to get in that rotation. I'm curious to see if any of these younger guys will rise up. Maybe Monka Goodwine. I mean, he's a redshirt sophomore now. Hard to believe. Same with Tim Keenan, redshirt sophomore. Defensive line looks good. We really haven't had to question the defensive line. We know it's returning. It starts around Jaheim Otis. At the inside linebacker position, Chris Broswell, 13 games played, 0 starts. Clearly, Dallas Turner is going to be the main guy that everybody talks about, and rightfully so. 13 games played and 9 starts. And then you have Deontay Lawson, the interior spot, 11 games played, 4 starts. Our lads has Tresman Marshall as a projected starter. We do not know that yet. I think there's going to be a competition for that interior linebacker spot. As you saw right here on the screen, Jahi Campbell, he played in 9 games, no starts. Sean Murphy, could he be a guy? Or Kendrick Blackshire, who played in 8 games with no starts. Behind Broswell, in this particular projection, you have Q-Rob, 13 games. That's a lot of playing time. He looked good. He's a senior. Maybe we should be talking more about Q-Rob, right? You also have Keanu Cope, who looked really good during the springtime. And then you have a freshman by the name of Keon Keeley that we're all excited about, along with Yanzi Pierre, 2 5-stars. I like the edge rushers on this team. My goodness. So I think if we have to question anything, it's going to be about the interior linebacker play. And that's where we're going to see the competition. We talked about it last video. Competition is a good thing. Competition is healthy. Let's move on and look at that secondary. So again, our lads is projecting that Trey Amos is the starter. I would personally disagree with that. I'm a big fan of Terrion Arnold. I think that's going to be a battle. I think Trey Amos comes and competes. I think he gets playing time. But Terrion Arnold, 11 games played, 7 starts. I'd slide him to the starting spot. And I think every other side would. I think Trey Amos is going to do a good job coming in and providing experience, especially when they go to that dime package. But Terrion Arnold's, he's the guy. Him and Kool-Aid. We've talked about Kool-Aid. I think Kool-Aid 100% is a first-round draft pick this next season. You've seen him. He looks fantastic going into his junior year. One of the best corners in the country, hands down. Malachi Moore, tons of experience. 13 games played, 1 start. Our lads has Earl Little as a projected starter at star. 3 games played, 0 starts. But look you have Christian Story back there. So there's going to be some healthy competition in the secondary. As you know, Alabama added Jalen Key. Some people feel that Key could slide down to that star position because he has the DNA makeup, the body type to be that star. Tony Mitchell, we know that he's working. We know that he is back doing team activities. Is he going to play? That's up to Coach Saban, but he's still, he's enrolled. He's doing everything that he needs to do. You have Jake Pope. You know we love Jake Pope. And Devontae Smith Jr. Remember, he played 9 games last year. I think people forget about that. You have Des Ricks, Jahil Hurley, even Brayson Hubbard. He looked good. This is a snapshot of the defense. I wanted to provide some facts. And the facts are the numbers that they played last year in the game start. As you can see, there's veteran experience. There's not a ton of experience, but I think there's enough for this team to really hit the ground running early on in the season. Of course, they're going to be battle tested from the jump, especially in game 2 against Texas. You look at the weapons that Texas has on the offensive side. It's going to be a battle. We know this. It was a battle last year in Austin. It's going to be a battle in Tuscaloosa. I think if you look at the early line, Alabama is a 7-point favorite. Kevin Steele will lead this Alabama defense. He's a new defensive coordinator. We talked about Freddie Roach working with the D-line. You also have T-Rob, Travarius Robinson working with the secondary. And then you have Robert Bala, who took over the inside linebacker position. Who is your sleeper within this defensive unit? I want to hear from you inside the comment box. What are your expectations for this defense? Do you think there's enough talent? Do you think there's enough hunger for this team to bring back that Bama standard of physicality on the defensive side of the football? I want to hear from you inside the comment box. Fam, I appreciate you guys more than you know. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube.